Hi, it's Dawn Isenhower with Sibcy, Cline, Realtors, welcoming you to our Adventures in Real Estate Summer Podcast. I'm really excited about this because my guest is Katy Nelson with our Sibcy, Cline, Realtors Listings Department. She is one of our photographers. And if you know me at all, marketing is the reason that I stay with Sibcy, Cline, because we are the best real estate company for marketing out there in our area and in the country. So we're well known for marketing, and this is one of the big reasons why. So I'm super excited that she's here.
Thanks.
I also want to wish Katy a happy birthday because today is her birthday. So that makes it even more exciting. So happy birthday. So what made you get into photography in the first place? What drew you in?
Okay. Well, I actually got my BFA in fine art and sculpture.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So my mom was a real estate agent, and so I grew up with a mother in the real estate field. And I love architecture, I love sculpture, I love space. And so when there was an opportunity that came up, I, made sure I got it. And that's awesome. Why I ended up in photography.
And we are glad that you wound up in photography. So Katy doesn't only do still photos, she does drone photos, which I am completely in love with. She's amazing at doing that. And I know she's gone to some great lengths to make those drone photos and her still photos. But the drone photos I find intriguing because she'll do some really interesting things to make sure that that drone photo is perfect. So what are some of the things that you do to make sure that these photos look incredible without anything strange lingering?
Oh, wow. A lot of things. What I do is really, I'm always taking every possible angle.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't skimp. I'm not 1, 2, 3, front, back, side. I'm doing 3 different shots at 3 different heights and exploring every single angle of the properties.
She's even gone inside of a garage that I know of in order to get the perfect shot where she won't be in it, which I think is fabulous.
I have.
So
yeah.
She thinks about all of those things while she's doing this that, people wouldn't normally think about. And I know that I try to stay back and let her work her magic, but a couple of times I've had to be at the house in order to give access or whatever. And I know that she always goes the extra mile to make sure a room that doesn't look like it's going to photograph very well, by the time she's done, it just looks phenomenal. So we really appreciate everything that you do. So what do you love most about your job? That's a hard question.
There's lots of things I love, but I want to say the first thing that comes to mind is having something new to do every day. And seeing a new property and seeing a new place and trying to make sure that looks great, and never being there before. I'm not going there for a listing appointment first. I'm like, this is, surprise, this is the house that I'm taking today.
You're new to the scene. There you go. Go.
Yep.
I know we had one recently where the house, it's just a little hard to photograph. And the pictures turned out great for that one. You and Elliot kind of tag teamed that, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, I've got a great shot of that house. When you look through all the older MLS listings, it just didn't shine. And by the time you two got a hold of it, it was a star.
The listing you're talking about was, there was power lines. It was on a really sharp corner, power lines almost directly at the drone height, typical drone height. And then it was a busy road. And then there was also really high trees on the other side of the road. So there was no real safe place for me to fly. But I had Elliot. I got him out of the car and I was like, Elliot, you need to watch me so I don't get hit by a car. But I got in between the power lines and the street level. And the drone shot that you probably chose was, I believe it was only at 17 feet. So it wasn't you can't find a 17-foot photographer.
No, you can't.
But it didn't look like a drone shot, but it wasn't overly,
It was magical.
Right.
You just worked your magic and it was amazing. So is there anything else that stands out? Because it's obvious you love your job in so many ways. Is there anything else that stands out other than just being up for that challenge?
That challenge, and then just always being inspired. I mean, just seeing potential. I mean, I think that's something that a photographer, an artist, or anybody can, relate to.
Mm-hmm.
I see potential in every single place I go to. So I'm like, okay, what's special? How can I make this be somebody's little gem?
Mm-hmm. And it's obvious.
Or
it
home
shows.
sweet home.
It shows. And that's what makes us so different as a company versus everyone else. Is we do have Katy Nelson and the others who are looking for that to just make that place the best that it can possibly be. So yeah. It's pretty amazing. So this is something that's always been important to me, because I've had homeowners, this next question, because I've had homeowners who offered to just go ahead and take their own photos and give them to me. And I try to tell them, photographing a property is in many ways, is like photographing a person. You have the good side and the bad side. You have elements that have to be photographed the right way. Straight on photos are usually not the way to go. So let's let the pros handle this. So how is photographing a property similar to photographing a person or another subject, and how is it completely different?
Wow. Oh man, that's a loaded question, but light, number one. If I could tell every single real estate agent or every single homeowner, like, first of all, make sure all your lights match in your house.
True. That's true.
Like, let's not put cold lights and warm lights in the same room. That would be huge. But yeah, a professional photographer uses the light to their advantage and finds a way to expose that room in the best way possible. It's like, if you're taking pictures of someone who's self-conscious about their weight, you take it from above and you try to get that V so that they're feeling a little bit skinnier, something like that. Us, we try to get a wide angle, but nothing that distorts. And we can't always help awkward furniture placement, but if I can crop something out or just move my lens a little bit, it does make a difference. And basic homeowners, their photos are not always going to do that. They're just going to be using their iPhone.
Right, straight on.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve probably is too much driveway.
Yeah.
I like the non-driveway side of the house better than the driveway side, and better than the straight on. Some things just do well straight on, but not many. So I know that my analogy is, it's like people. You have to have the right angles and the right shot.
Yeah.
But I know that that's an oversimplification as well of the whole thing.
Well, and seeing depth. I mean, in real estate, seeing more depth is good. If you're taking something straight on, you're not going to get as much space.
Not at all. And it just makes a huge difference. So there are tricks and tips that many of us, I was with another company before I came here, and I thought I was pretty good at taking pictures of houses. And I got here and I thought, I can do better than the average person, but nope. No, I can't beat that. I can't beat our pros at all. So, and I know that it takes a lot more than just shooting a picture. There's a lot involved in it. And there is definitely that eye, which you have.
Well, an exposure, having your camera on a tripod, you don't get blur. You can have a longer exposure. It's a sharper image. iPhones don't always do that, and you can't always get enough light.
No, that's true. So we either wide angle it so much that it does distort. The fishbowl pictures are probably my favorites. Not. But you can definitely see when people are kind of using that fishbowl lens, which is not something that you should do ever. So I really appreciate the fact that on scale, light, everything is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
With you and all of the others.
Yeah, it can get, I would say that wide angles can also, some people might not like how it makes the rooms look so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
But with real estate photography, you really want to see as much of the space as possible. And if they're slightly disappointed because the rooms aren't as big as what they perceived online, I mean, it's a give and take, but at
Right.
least you're getting a great shot.
You're getting a great shot instead of just a corner of a bedroom.
And it's crooked.
The walls are gray and the carpet, yeah. Okay.
There's no white in that room. The ceiling is dark gray.
So I appreciate seeing the whole room. I know, most other people do too. So the drones intrigue me because I remember when we didn't have them, and now we do. So how was that process for you? Because you're such a great still photographer, but how did you kind of kick over into the drones? What caused that? What caused you to be drawn to that, and then just to absolutely excel and knock it out of the park with them? What was that process like?
Thank you. So the drones were just coming on to kind of like the major scene, the major markets like LA, New York, Atlanta, big cities. And we're like, I think our photography team started exploring that idea, and I was like, excuse me, I want to do this.
I'm glad you wanted to.
And I'm like, I like technology. I like, some people call the drones toys. I don't really like that, but I want to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really actually probably one of the driving factors, is like my own personal goals of wanting to fly. So
I think that's fabulous. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that just kind of
that's
led
kind
into
of how it led into getting my drone license. I had to study for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I passed my test. I had to do some background check stuff for the FAA. I had to go to Sporty's in Claremont County and take my test. And then about 2 weeks later, I got my little ID card and my certificate. And ever since then, I've been flying. And it took, I would say, 2 years at least to be as confident. And I still get nervous when I fly.
Yeah.
Like, there's still days that I'm like, I'm flying and it's like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. I'm like, I probably shouldn't be doing this. And there's always scary moments, like crazy high traffic. But after about 2 years, nothing fazed me.
Just felt super comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there have been a couple times when we've had to postpone due to the weather conditions, but you jump right back in there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
And even on a couple of them, you said, there's not enough sunlight. I want more sunshine. I'm like, okay. But you jumped right back in there. And especially with, old Kellogg Steamboat, that was, everything you do is fabulous. But those river shots were amazing.
Thank you.
And then O'Bannon Cove you've been out there a few times to do some updates, but
that was one of my craziest stories, actually. Do you remember that? Yeah, I crashed my drone there.
Oh,
so,
no.
yes. I accidentally clicked it into sport mode and it flew right into a tree, bounced out of the tree, and it wouldn't land because one of the propellers were broken.
Oh, no.
So I had to push it down onto the ground. But it survived.
It survived.
The drone survived and I survived.
And the images were amazing. So,
thank you.
As always. But I'm a huge fan. I think this week, actually, I got the little emails about congratulations because a couple of them sold that had the drone photos. So I always reply back to Andrea, thank you for selling my listings. This is just phenomenal. Because I think they make such a huge difference.
They make
really
you stand out.
Yeah, they do. And I wouldn't have that capability without all of you. I've had other people ask me, recruiting calls, why don't you come on over here? Well, because you don't have my photographers. I remember telling one person, I can't be me where you're at because I push buttons and I get fabulous things done. So
We like to be there for you guys too.
You definitely are very supportive, and you just do such a tremendous job for us. And it really does make our job so much easier because it's all about always about marketing and price. Location, obviously, too. But if you show, I had one little mini farm where the client just had so much trouble. She was losing money.
Oh.
She had several agents, and she said, I just don't know what's wrong, but my price is down this low now. And I've had this listed even with an agent from your company. What's going on? And I said, you have so much more than just a little white house.
Yeah.
And a picture. So, we got the drones done. She had an aerial hanging up in her house at this mini farm. And I said, that is what we have to have. You have to see everything that's here. She actually had a horse barn built by someone who came in from Pennsylvania and built it custom, but it wasn't showing up in any of the marketing. So once we popped everything on, the pond, the house, the custom barn, horse barn, then we were getting people constantly. So
that's great.
Yeah, it's just a matter of people need to see what you have, and I think we do the best job of showing them that.
That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. And so are my clients. They know the difference.
Well, and we appreciate the like developing those relationships with our agents and like always feeling good about, we're doing our best work because we know you.
Yeah. And then we can be us. We can give fabulous marketing. We wouldn't be able to do that without you. There's just no way. And the clients are just amazed. They are.
That's great.
The video that just went on for the Winoka house, they were just amazed by that. Yeah, they loved it. So do you prefer doing the drone work to the still work, or do you just love it all?
I love it all first. Yes, I love it all. But I think the one thing that separates drone from doing the stills is not always having to go in the house. So like sometimes, it can be draining when you're constantly interacting with they're not my clients, they're your clients, so I'm like, that can be difficult sometimes.
And you're seeing you're showing up in multiple situations a day.
Some days it can be 6 to 8 homes. If it's $1 million house day, I might just be in 2. Right. But that's, mentally draining too. So like when you're out flying, you're not really, it's almost like being a free bird. You're like, I can just fly and that's my day. And
that's amazing.
It's funny. We actually have somebody who just passed their UAS test, and she came out to like kind of shout at me one day, and she's like, "Do you really like this?" And I'm like, "Yes." It's like being stuck on exteriors all day. If you get all drone appointments in one day, you never have to go inside a house.
Right. You can
Which
just
is great.
have fun and enjoy being outside and capturing from I think it's amazing.
Yes.
But your still work is magnificent too.
Thank you.
It's all great. You are just top notch.
And again, I love decor and interior design and all that stuff. But not every house can be staged by a professional, and not every house can be vacant. And you just, take it as it comes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know everyone appreciates all you do. I tell you that all the time,
Thank
and
you.
It probably sounds crazy.
No,
very cliche.
It's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah, but I can do what I do because of all of you, and we're fans. We really are, and we appreciate you so much. I wanted to bring you in just because I think what you do is so incredibly important for us, and you're a great person too, so that doesn't hurt.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. Love you all. Thanks for allowing us to be who and what we are. And I can't thank you enough. Every time I sell a house, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is a huge part of my team. So I hope you never feel like you're just bouncing around from house to house. You're vital, you're critical. And we sell houses because of the work that you do. So
That's right. And we have the best photographers because we have the best agents.
And, Rob Sibcy, I think every day, the things that he's done and hiring a full staff of professional photographers was incredibly smart on his part. And, I think the company could probably cut back in so many ways, and I'm glad they don't. I'm glad we still offer the best. And I think that's what keeps us, just top notch, top of mind, is that there are no corners cut here. We give our clients the best.
Yeah.
And that really pays off, and it helps. It helps them to get houses sold, and it helps us to keep the whole thing going. So I'm really thankful to be here at this company and to know all of you. So any parting thoughts? Anything else you want to throw in about your job and what you do?
Oh, I can't think of anything.
Making
at
everything
the moment.
beautiful all the time.
I mean, not every day can be sunny, but don't fret if you get a cloudy day. Sometimes that's okay.
That's true.
So,
that's true. And I'm glad the sun finally came back out this week.
Yes.
As opposed to what we've had recently.
All the smoke.
So I'm so thrilled that you came, and I wish you the happiest of birthdays. I'm glad you're having a great day, and we'll just keep these drone orders coming, the video orders coming.
Yes, please do.
You'll just keep snapping pictures of houses. So life is good. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, and have a great day. If you've ever have any questions about photography or anything else that's real estate related, you can contact me at 513-236-1254. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to subscribe. Have a good one. Bye.